Hello, everybody, and welcome to the ENDCAST episode 31. This time we got, again, Orvin over here on the other side.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing AirPods, Orvin can't tell, but I am wearing AirPods today.
Oh.
I added them because finally iOS 13.1 is out, and it's not bound to that, but anyways, part of it. And then iPadOS is out too. And to start us off, I just wanted to mention Uncover Jailbreak for those people that still do jailbreaks.
I thought about it. I did think about it several times, but I'm like, I've had past experiences with jailbreaking, and I'm just like, I haven't done it for like 7 years or something like that.
It's been a while for me too. For the new people though, real quick, in this ENDCAST we talk about technology, video games, and other news, plus games that we played throughout the week. We do it weekly, and we do 10 to 15 minutes each section. So we'll start off with tech for people that do that want to learn about technology. So to start off, like we were saying, the Uncover Jailbreak picked up, it was for iOS 12.0 all the way to 12.4. This is the thing. Jailbreak for me, I remember the days of the pound and the pineapple logo. I forgot what, I think it was Poundage Jailbreak. Or pineapple actually straight out at first. I did a lot of jailbreaking back in the day with the iPhone 3GS and 3G.
Dude, that's
Even I jailbroke my 4S. I think I stopped jailbreaking right at the iPhone 6S.
Really?
I think 6S.
I thought it was 5.
I had 5, and then I actually jailbroke my 6S, but reverted back within a week.
I didn't know about this.
Because I was like, for me, the security aspect wasn't that much of an issue because you can install some patches and stuff, but it was more of the fact that when a new iOS came out, it had this one feature that would be like, I wanted it, but you have to implement it through the jailbreak, and at first it was buggy, or you couldn't update to the latest iOS, and that just bugged me that I was like the fact that I couldn't update to the newest one, so I was like, I'm kind of done. And after, what was it? Actually, around iPhone 7, even the 6S, like most of the jailbreak features were kind of like just novelty in a sense.
Yeah.
Some of them were actual workflow, but the number just went down. Now even with iPadOS and iOS 13, even with iOS 12, in a sense, it's all just cosmetic mostly. Some workflow related stuff. And if you have specifics, let us know in the comments. But so for me right now, pretty much my entire workflow, nothing on jailbreak offers that I would. Maybe one or two features I can think of, but they're just small.
It's really minuscule. Plus now that with the controllers coming and being supported.
Oh yeah, and gaming.
Because that was another thing that people jailbreaked it for, is that they can do Bluetooth with their controllers. But the thing is that I'm using actually a non-jailbreak app store. That
the
can
App Store's
download things for free or modded or hacked games.
So you're encouraging that crap?
No, I'm not encouraging anything. I didn't say the name of it. I just said I do it. I actually haven't been doing it too much recently now that Arcade came out, because I've been trying out a lot of those games instead. But the thing that really sucks about it though is because Apple, they have a thing that they update it every few weeks, and then everything that you've downloaded from that app store becomes irrelevant. You can't access it. You can't open it.
Oh, okay.
You have to wait for them to update it, and then you can re-download. Like you have to delete it, re-download it, and then you can use them again. So you have to constantly delete, re-download, and do that over and over again to use it without jailbreaking.
Yeah, that's the thing with like
So it's kind
all
of
that
a pain
stuff.
in the butt.
I got sick of it, and by the way, this is ironic. Orman can't see it, people, but here I just scrolled down on this article that says the Uncover Jailbreak picks up support for A12 devices and the A12X. It shows an Apple Card ad right after that, and I'm like, technically, it is against contract on the Apple Card to use a jailbroken device with an Apple Card.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, this is a little ironic. But anyway, I don't recommend jailbreaking, honestly. I think it's not worth it.
Yeah,
but
it isn't.
Because I might as well go to Android. If I'm going to be doing jailbroken stuff, I might as well get an Android because it's going to do it much better. But anyway, tell us what you think. If you do it, if you're one of those unicorns, then
Me like some unicorns.
Start pooping some rainbow.
Oh, yeah.
Wall Street Journal reports Apple to keep building Mac Pro in the U.S. after securing a tariff relief. So what do you think about this, Orvin? So Apple apparently, so Trump said that he met with Tim Cook and that they talked about it and that he brought a compelling argument that Samsung's not getting the tariffs in the same way that Apple, and Apple's a United States company, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so the tariff was going to be minimized or removed completely from Apple. I don't think it is, though, currently on the Apple Watch and AirPods.
From what I've read, is that it's not going to be completely removed, but it's only for certain items.
Mm-hmm.
Like certain
so
products,
Mac Pro,
like batteries and some other things.
Apparently the Mac Pro, the new one, is going to be assembled and stuff here in the U.S. in the same factory that they did the Mac Pro from last generation. I'm all for it. I mean, I just thought it was the people's argument in the internet were saying, like, why does Apple, such a big company, get a tariff relief when smaller ones can't afford it and Apple can? What do you think about that argument?
Like, the tariffs just suck all around. Like, it does. And them getting I know why Trump's doing it, though, because they are a bigger part of the pie, and they're, smaller companies are a smaller part of the pie, that, like, it affects more of the economy when you're targeting those bigger companies harder, and it trickles down to us because we're generally buying from those bigger companies because there's a reason why they're big. So I could see their point of view because it kind of sucks for them because they can't become big, and the big stay big, and it's kind of that mentality. But it's not really a win-win in the situation the way I look at it.
I agree. I think the tariffs on themselves is kind of like saying, why can't we win? But the fact that you're already in the losing bracket doesn't mean nothing. Like, it's like, why are you number 1 on the loser bracket and I'm number 10? It's like, you're in the loser bracket no matter what. All of you.
Yeah.
There's no winners here.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, I don't know. But we'll see, though. I think it's cool that they do it in the U.S. Like, it says assembled in the U.S. It doesn't even say, like, the iPhones used to say, like, made in... It's assembled in China, designed in Apple, California, and then all that stuff. The made in China, I think it was smart from Apple to be assembled instead of made.
But if the tariffs do bring more companies into like assembling stuff here, and that does open up jobs for people in the United States when that happens. But then it's also taking away jobs from people in China, which to be honest, they kind of needed. Like
that's their I don't know if fast food there, but my example was gonna be like, just the top of my head was like, you're taking away their McDonald's in a sense. Like a teenager, teenagers shouldn't be working in the assembly lines, but let's just say like your first job is like, what are you gonna do? I'm going to the assembly line. Yeah. I'm gonna go to work at Domino's.
It does teach you, man.
The equivalent.
I've done assembly line. It definitely teaches you things, but more than anything, it stresses the living crap out of you. Like, dude, it's some stressful stuff.
It's hard, people. But if you're an economist, go ahead, drop your comments, throw your anger, and just vent out to us. Tell us how ignorant we are. Anyway, according to ZNet, Apple tvOS is live. Also, people, came out on the 25th, if I remember right, yesterday.
Yeah.
Came out with iPadOS, if I remember right, and actually iPadOS came out a little while more than ago, 24th. So 2 days ago, tvOS came out a day later then. But anyway, tvOS, honestly, I was surprised they released it this soon. I was expecting tvOS to... Actually, I wanted tvOS to be out now, but I was surprised because I was running the beta. So they released one beta before the last one. I was running that one. So
I didn't even know they came out with a beta.
On the TV, they did, dude. It was buggy as heck.
That's my experience with betas. I'm just like,
I was just surprised tvOS was so buggy. Like, I was on pre-final beta, last beta. Yeah. And I was just surprised at how buggy it was. And, of course, I'm not running the 4K version. I'm running the Apple TV 1080p model. And, but after that, they released one more, so maybe that one was more optimized. But then, after, 2 days after, boom, they released the final version. So I was surprised there. But anyway, Apple TV, I love it. It has the multi-user thing where you can have multiple people, so it doesn't track all the crap that your cousin or brother is watching.
You're like, what's with all these like very suggestive.
all these weird crap that you're like, okay, I don't want that in my recommends.
I don't want this gay stuff in my recommends. I don't watch. I swear,
I don't want to. I haven't come out of the closet yet. But yeah, like definitely, that one on the multi-user, you can switch it, so it's good. By the way, I haven't watched Star is Born, and guess what? Another commercial for Apple Card here in this article. It does allow Apple Arcade. I was gonna play it on the Apple TV, but it needed me to log in with my Game Center. And as of prior to tvOS 13, I don't know with the new one. If someone knows, please let us know. If you log in with your Game Center, you could have multiple iCloud accounts in the Apple TV, but the Game Center had to be one unique one.
Interesting.
And so I was like, I don't want my game cloud to be synced with some loser that's gonna come in on my Apple TV and be like, okay, I'm bored. And one of my brother's friends and be like, I'm just gonna wait till he goes to the bathroom. Ruin my cloud. No.
Ruin my cloud.
So definitely not there. But anyway, tvOS, it's dope. I like it. It definitely brings more the bubbly, rounded shape. For me, what do you think? Do you think these TVs and monitors will go the circular, rounded corners style that we're seeing Apple and other manufacturers do on their phones?
Like TVs have that? Like maybe slightly more beveled, but anything other than that, no. Like maybe a slight round, but that's it.
I could see it. I personally would like my TV to be like it.
Like a circle, like an oval?
No, like the iPad.
Oh, like just an iPad, more just... That's what I'm saying. Like, the most they would ever do was probably do it as much, not round on the corners, if they did.
Because, the thing is definitely...
But manufacturing that, though, on a TV is harder, though, than doing a square-edged versus a round edge. You have to account for a lot more different factors. Because there.
The thing is, and we're all looking towards here because we have a TV over here, but I was just thinking, like, Apple, the next move is going to be the MacBook Pro or the iMac. But I think more than likely the MacBook Pro because the iMac Pro just came out. But I think they'll release a rounded corners on the MacBook Pro and then the iMac. And then I just see, like, eventually are we going to see that demand for people to be like, okay, I want my TV now to be, like, rounded. Because we have the curve, but the curve's different now. I don't see that as a
demand in any manner. Like,
aesthetically, though, I can totally see it, though.
I see it on phones, but not... because it's so big that it's like it's not going to make a huge difference.
Because this is the thing, most is shot in cinema widescreen. There's black bars on top and bottom pretty much all the time, unless you want to lose content and you zoom in on your content. But if YouTube's recording the whole the new aspect ratio, I forgot what it's called, where it conforms to the rounded corners of your screen. When you zoom in, it actually doesn't lose content at all, or just barely on the top and bottom, just a little bit. I can see TVs going that route, because then I think that would maybe it wouldn't fix the black bars, but then I can see it. I'm calling it here. It's gonna be done.
Well, you have
rounded TVs.
On that than I do.
Rounded corner on your TV is coming in the next 5 years. Mark my words.
We gotta protest this. Make a protest. No rounded corners for me.
I don't buy that product.
Okay, let's move on.
9 to 5 Google says that Apple Music for Android keeps getting updates and it added dark mode. People, Apple Music, the app, I've had it on Android and actually enjoyed it. It was good. And that's the end of that story. I want to talk about this thing. Apple Insider reports Amazon takes on AirPods with Alexa-powered Eco Buds. As you can see in the video, they're fugly. No, I'm kidding. They're just wireless headphones, man. They go in your ear. You know, they're going to cuddle in there and just takes cozy and warm to your nastiness in your ears. By the way, clean your ears, man. Like, this is something I do every day. So when I go to sleep, I sleep, of course. And then wake up. And before I work out and put in these AirPods, I actually grab my shirt or something else, a tissue or whatever that comes in first, and then I clean them out just
grab
quickly.
Your dog.
Lick it. And then I clean off some of the debris that accumulates there, or during the day once or twice.
Or dead skin.
And dead skin, then get rid of it. Because once you put it back in your case, man, It's gross. After like a week, a month, I've seen people that tell me within a week they'll have it all nasty, and I'm like, okay, you definitely need to work on this stuff. But anyway, yeah, it's an advice for keeping.
I don't think that's advice. It's just like be hygienic.
Yeah, in a sense.
Do that.
Once
you should already be doing that. Like when you go in the shower, you should be cleaning your ears.
Yeah, but like these things, man, they just sit in there in your pocket, in the warm pocket you have, and it's just growing HIV right in there. It's like a greenhouse for HIV.
How did the zombie virus spread? Oh, it's through Apple headphones. It was made through Apple headphones.
AirPods definitely were the cause of the fungus from Last of Us, which, by the way, February 3rd? February something. Did you hear about that, Last of Us Part 2?
No.
It's a 20-something of February. It's coming out.
Okay.
2020. And people are starting to say that, at least in a story development, like a story writing, Red Dead Redemption 2 is one, if not the best of the current generation. Which I think it could be argued, definitely.
Definitely very much arguments.
And then they say, like, Last of Us... So one guy on Twitter was just bringing up this point. He's like, I think Last of Us 2 might be the only game with a chance of taking that spot. But and I was like, okay, that's intriguing. But then you really think about it, I'm like, it's a single player game versus definitely another single player game. One's open world, while the other one's probably going to be more story driven, just linear, kind of like God of War. So I think it's a different kind of writing. Even though Red Dead Redemption 2 writing is legit, though, it's just the gameplay is too realistic that I fall asleep while I'm playing it. I'm like
when I play Diablo, dude, I just fall asleep playing the thing. I'm like, click. Oh.
Like, the thing with Red Dead 2 is, like, it's so fun. It is fun, and it's so detailed, and it looks amazing on the X, but, like all these little things, my brain starts becoming, like just too slow, and I can't play it. Like, I love it, but not enough to actually finish it.
It's because you're too used to, like, Gears and Halo and Modern Warfare and too much action. Richard.
Too much continuous stuff.
You gotta stimulate, like, I need that, I need that hit.
Stimuli. The other thing is, it's probably the setting too, though. Like, I like cowboy setting style, Western, old, but not long term. It kind of gets boring. If Grand Theft Auto had that much detail, but I had cars, guns, and all this other cool stuff that is like more modern, then I probably wouldn't fall asleep.
They took away my iPad. I couldn't do anything.
But anyway, going back to people, non-video game stuff, the Echo Buds, there's this news that you've probably seen going around. Apparently, one of the lead designers or executives for Amazon was interviewed by Bloomberg, and Bloomberg provided them with an AirPod for the guy to put it in his ear and be able to get the interview going and be in sync. And you heard that part? AirPod. They provided him an AirPod to talk about the AirPod's competitor that they just barely announced.
Wow.
And that's just sad. It's just, like, everyone on Twitter is exploding about it. They're like, has to be one of the biggest PR failures of all time. So it's like imagine just saying like, oh, our new Echo Buds are cheaper than the AirPod, the one I'm wearing over here. 130 is better, blah blah blah.
Do they not have, like, it showcased at all there?
Like, that's what people were wondering. Why didn't he just have one of their own?
Yeah.
And put it in his ear? But they're like, no, Bloomberg provided it. And I'm like, well, if I were important as he is for the company's image, I would have made sure Bloomberg, like, sucks it up and gets me one of the ones we have. Or just no headphone and just fits and muscle through it.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, it's just ironic, but whatever. Only I don't want Alexa in my ear, though. Oh, by the way, there was people apparently arguing. So, arguing that Alexa is called a she. And they say that she should be called...
An it?
Yeah, because she's an actual it. An actual it. That's what they say. Because it's like, it's a computer. It's like humanizing a computer.
Like, the thing is, you can argue that, but it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It's one of those arguments that you have with your sibling that in the end, it never really matters.
Yeah, I was like, who cares, man? It's like
because you're both right.
If Siri wants, you're right. You're both right. You can make her a female if you want to, because the fact that you're like talking to her and treating her like like a person, that's actually just as wrong as the fact that you're putting a gender on it or a sex.
Yeah.
And whatever. Because once you start talking about the sexual orientation, then it gets more human. You're making it more human then. I don't know, people. Anyway.
That's weird.
If you want Alexa to be called an it or them, let us know in the comments. So, I think that's tech pretty much. Holy crap, we're at 20 minutes.
Yeah, dude, we're not blowing through this very fast.
Okay, let's do this quick. Okay, so Wall Street Journal says, following Apple's lead, Google launches subscription video game service for $5 a month, and it includes without in-app purchases and some productivity apps, not just games.
Yeah, so they're just copying pretty much what Arcade is.
Yeah.
Apple Arcade. And another thing to note on that, on the very end, it actually mentions how they're doing the whole thing with no in-app purchases as well.
Yep.
And they said that they're not trying to like copy or because of what's going on with the loot boxes and everything, the controversy with that. They say they're doing it because they want to give their customers more options to make it so that if a developer wants to release any of that stuff in their game, they have to give percentage and stuff, like what's in it and like what's the high and low percentage of what you're going to get out of it.
And apparently it says that it's not going to be not exclusives. The apps, it says here, however, the apps are new or exclusive to the service, which means Android users can access them through the Play Store like normal, with ads or whatever. And Apple Arcade definitely has exclusivity as to mobile version of the game, like Sayonara Wild Hearts is available on consoles, but it is exclusive on iOS and iPadOS, so there's a difference there. I think it's more of a...
Dude, we have exclusives here and there, at Epic Store, and
I think it's definitely more like Google just launching something to say like, okay, we have something also here. It's just Apple with their Apple Arcade.
Crapped it out.
Which is better for competition, though. It keeps...
I will admit that, well, you think about it, like the Androids don't really have that service, so it's like eventually it's going to come out either way.
Yeah. I'm talking about exclusives, definitely. Last of Us was here in this article, which we already talked about, but like Orvin was saying, exclusives here and there, definitely there is this feeling, especially now that Modern Warfare announced that they're going to have, what was it called? Spec Ops mode.
Oh yeah, the Spec Ops mode. Yeah.
The survival mode of Spec Ops.
Oh yeah, survival mode.
Survival mode was going to be exclusive to PlayStation 4 for a whole year. Which
is the lifespan of a Call of Duty game.
Yeah, it's like saying a normal human being's lifespan of, let's say, just say 80 to 100 years, and you're like, it's the equivalent of that. It's going to be an exclusive for 80 years in the Call of Duty realm. And so
you may live longer than that, but hey.
And so I don't know. I think for me though, I see it as, this is my take on it. If they revert it before it comes out, which is not too long, it's less than it's a month from now, less, just 2-3 days.
I think
less.
they should at least pull it back from a year to 6 months.
They're gonna pull it back, I think, but for me, it's such a big PR failure that I feel like it was purposely made, in a sense, like, oh guys, we're benevolent, we listen to our fan base, so we're gonna revert it because we like you guys. Like I initially said, we're gonna screw up big and then we're gonna look like the good guys. I think someone made that decision because I feel like it's such a big mess up that it's like, who in their right mind said, hey, let's do it for a year? Like, unless it was a paycheck.
It's like involved. That one person's like, hey guys, I think a year sounds good. Everyone agree? Oh yeah, a year sounds good. They didn't think about it. Oh yeah, the game lasts for a freaking year.
Exactly. Like, I just feel like it's so dumb.
They're like, oh, it'll be alive still after a year. A lot of people will still be playing it. Most will leave, but there'll still be some people playing it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's dumb, but we'll see. Anyway, all I know is I watched what do you think of the beta now that it finished? What was your verdict? Orvin, coming from the PC side, by the way,
Modern
people.
Warfare,
He's a PC
beta,
player.
The PC side, they're
Wait,
definitely...
which tier would you consider yourself as a PC, just to give people context? Because you're not rocking in 1080 Ti.
1080 Ti? No, that's not me.
2080 Ti, I mean. What are you rocking? What's your mid-tier, low-tier, high-tier PC?
Oh, my PC, on what I'm running right now, is about above mid-tier.
Okay.
It's like slightly above. So I have like a 10... Oh no, that's... I used to have a 1060 GTX 1060, but a 3 gigabyte version, not the 6. But then I upgraded to a Radeon RX. questioning that. I don't think it's an RX. I can't remember, but it's a 580. And then the Ryzen, the first generation 1600X.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I'm running there. But it's the RAM, though, that's really slowing me down. That's like, I would be on an even higher if the RAM was from 8 to 16.
Yeah.
Because there's so many games that require plus more than 8 nowadays. So, like, I can't do as much as I would like to and have a lot of crashes. But when it going back to the game, though, my experience, so it came out and I played it, and it was really smooth. I liked it. The only issues is that I had and a lot of PC players were having this issue where it would crash.
Okay.
Like, it would just either it would show up an error message, and for me it was like DirectX error message. But I had a friend that he tried doing it, and it just crashed. It would open up, and he would like get into the main menu, and then it would just crash every time. And I also was able to play finally after dealing with that issue. Somehow I managed to fix it. I don't know, but then the problem came up again right the last day that I could play the beta. So hopefully they have all that fixed when the game comes out, that you're not having all these crashing issues as well. And mind you, he had a Radeon or a NVIDIA, and I had an AMD.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the graphics card that was causing the issue there. It was something else. I don't know what it was, but and he had a really high-end PC as well, higher than even what I have.
Yeah, people on PC, that's your verdict. No, please let us know what you went through on the PC. On the console side, I was able to try it on the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X. And honestly, the game, so Digital Foundry actually released their analysis today. They say on PC they were able to run it. They didn't report any issues though, but they say they ran it on one of the highest end PCs you can.
Yeah, you're not going to have a lot of issues then, and especially if you know that everything that you're doing is compatible with it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of driver incompatibility that was going on.
And so they say that on PS4 Pro it is trying to run a dynamic 4K actually, so they were impressed at the fact that this is the thing that's impressive about Modern Warfare. It has a dynamic resolution that adapts based on the movement of the screen and the content on the screen. So for example, while you're standing still, it'll be a true 4K image, and then once you actually move, it'll drop to a certain lower resolution. But the more stuff you add into it, it'll actually drop even lower. Once you stop, it goes back up to the highest resolution based on prior frames. It's complicated math stuff that they do, which they say makes it look really crisp. Me personally, on the base consoles though, they say that the resolution does drop to like 800p, 900. So it's like Gears 4 level kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I do think though, and they noticed it, and I also kind of noticed it. They pointed out, and I noticed it was the fact that it doesn't matter where you play it. Pretty much all the settings are equal to even the highest end PC. The only thing that changes is ambient occlusion and resolution. That's pretty much it. Like texture, quality,
even
and
the
things,
anti-alias.
They say, of course, that can be toned and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the problem is that it's all dynamic, based on how much movement you're having. It'll adapt things. Lots of the settings get tweaked as you're moving. Of course, PC, you can make it so that they don't get adapted lower to lower tier while you're moving. It's 100% all the time. But I mean, you need a 1080 Ti in order to run to that level.
Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely going to need a higher end graphics card.
They just call it an impressive piece of tech. Definitely frame rate, they say was good. PS4 Pro, though, they say was more optimized. The Xbox One X dropped frames more than the PS4 Pro. But the Xbox One X is running at a higher resolution too, on average.
Yeah.
The one mode that they say, though, there's this guy. I just want to point him out. Gaming Battle Nonsense, I think on YouTube. Battle Nonsense, I think it's his name. I like him because he does network testing for the games. And he says that this game had the worst tick rate server-wise than even Blackout.
Really?
And I noticed it. In their domination, like Battlefield-ish game mode, where it's actually, dude, 64 players in that small map. Yeah.
Is that what we were playing against?
Yep. That was 64, like 32. And he said that getting killed because you're shooting, and then it favors the shooter, and so you can get killed behind cover and it might look to you like everything was fine, and then the kill cam shows you that you didn't. And he says that it is because the tick rate, the refresh rate, is actually slower than Blackout. And it could be a beta. It could be because of the beta. But he says that he's hoping they update it because it is bad. And it's Call of Duty levels. And I agree. I noticed it when I was playing. I would get killed because
I'm not going to lie, though. That
battles.
wasn't the thing that I really complained about it. It was the camping that I was complaining about. The camping was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, it was quite a bit of camping. And some people have said the tank spamming. But I never suffered from tanks because I was playing inside the buildings pretty much all the time. But that's the thing with me. Like, I'm a kind of player that I'm like tight neck to neck, and I'll react quicker than my opponent. And I do the whole thing taking cover based on gears.
Well, I think
almost.
what they meant by tank spamming is more of like you can spawn from the tank.
It could be that. I haven't looked into it.
Because I noticed that where you can place the tank somewhere, and then you can just spawn from there and constantly just keep on rushing that building.
Could be. But I think definitely the wall killing does affect my gameplay. I noticed that, and he even points it out, the refresh rate is higher in the normal 20 or even 5v5s. Or I think 6v6. But anyway, in there it's a lot better, but it's still not up to par with Call of Duty 4 multiplayer, which I think it'll be updated because even Blackout was improved after release. So we'll see. But anyway, I'm liking it though. Like I said, 50% of the reason why I want the game is the campaign. So
and I want it for the cross play.
And the crossplay there.
Platform, man.
And so if the crossplay, the crossplay works at least for now. On the PC, if it's become more stable, at least on my end, I think the multiplayer is there. The tick rate does bug me, but we'll see. That can be fixed, and then the campaign, of course, can be broken or fixed. It can't be fixed. So anyway, moving on real quick because we're running out of time here. Let us know in the comments what you thought of the Modern Warfare, if you're going to buy it or not. I think I'm going to go for a... I think I'm going to wait.
I'm going to wait to buy it, though.
Okay.
Until, a lot of those bugs are fixed. Because I know the game's going to release, and it's going to have issues with the PC side.
Well, like that, you will.
Yeah. So I'm going to wait until I know for a fact that all of those are tweaked out and everything, and it's running smoothly.
You think Emma's going to buy it on day one?
No.
Okay, good.
Emma's not going to do it. He was actually kind of like, but I think if you talk to him, he probably would.
Okay.
He's so easily to get convinced.
Since I won the campaign, I'm definitely gonna. I think I'll pre-order it and play it the night before it comes out, like at 10 p.m. and just play the campaign because I'm just all for it. And then find out within those 2 hours if I regret my purchase or not.
You also are streaming, so either way you're getting something.
Yeah. So let's see. And then, by the way, just before moving on, the main theme song of Modern Warfare, this game, I love it. I was listening to it and it just gets me pumped to kill. I like it. It's good. But anyway, here's how you can sign up for the xCloud public beta for Xbox.
Yeah, I'm going to do that today.
It's only Androids.
And what? So,
right there, bro.
I did read it there. I did read the Android part, but I was thinking
maybe the article. Same here. I was like, okay, maybe there's a chance. I actually watched the official Xbox One, and they do say, we'll start with Android at first, and then they just kind of blank out on when it comes to iOS. So I was like...
Just reminds me of Arena of Valor when we had that issue. It was updated on the Android side, and it came out with no problems. But when it came to the iOS, there was
didn't
issues.
come out. Yeah, I think they put it.
They said it didn't update on the store didn't update it.
Yeah.
On what they wanted, and so they're just like, it's not us. It's
Yeah, the App Store, and so. It came out later that day, people a lot later. But so the thing is, xCloud public beta, you can sign up. Let me check the page for you. If you have an Android, you can go ahead and do that. I think it has to do with the fact that you remember Steam, the one that you could stream your Steam game to your phone?
Yeah.
PlayStation released it without a hiccup, or at least that we know of. But Steam was delayed 6-8 months. Or a whole year.
It still is crap. They need to optimize the app on here.
And so definitely
iOS.
Steam, maybe I think Microsoft sees that Apple's might have an issue with it or somewhere or another. So there's that. That's one of the negatives of that. But anyway, so you'll need a compatible device with Android 6.0, Bluetooth 4.0 or higher, Xbox One wireless controller with Bluetooth. So all the controllers on Xbox really, the second generation I think it's called.
Yeah.
Xbox One Elite first gen won't work with this. 10 megabit download speed minimum, and Xbox game streaming app, the preview version. They say that they're working close with T-Mobile, as a United States carrier to
Dude,
optimize
I don't think that
it.
10 megabyte download minimum is the minimum. Like, I think you need 20 at least.
Yeah, but
Like,
we'll.
10
Yeah, that
is-
sounds a little. And they did say mobile with asterisk because they like your mobile internet. They're like,
Yeah.
that's kind of a fishy one. We'll just play with whatever comes our way.
If you want the most crappiest experience, then yeah, you can go for the minimum. But like, it's just not gonna be. It's maybe playable. Like,
Yeah,
maybe.
that's only. I think that's for 5G when it comes out. Like it's stable
Yeah.
5G, not the current crap. And they say it'll be Gears 5, Halo 5, Guardians, and Sea of Thieves, the games that you'll be able to start playing with. Which I only care for Gears.
Other
Issue
than
is-
Sea of Thieves, like the two lineups there, are not too bad to test those out on.
That's true. They're doing pretty good. Quickly, Gizmodo showed the video game rare prototype of the Nintendo 64 controller and joystick. I actually wish they would have released the joystick like this prototype has it, because it would have been so much better than the piece of crap the 64
Yeah,
had.
the joystick part, because they described it as it being a lot more sturdier, and even in rest, it was a lot better. Because I remember that in rest, like the thing would still move.
Yeah, you could.
Like you could move it just a little bit. It wouldn't actually move in the game,
Yeah.
but like the thing moved, like it wasn't stuck in place. And
Yeah.
they said in the prototype version, it definitely felt more sturdy and not like it was gonna break. And a lot of them had breaking issues on the joystick.
Yeah, the 64 controller is such a weird animal.
But I think it's
I like it,
because
though.
they wanted to have more of that joystick
Yeah.
feel. Because this one, I think, had more of like a static move around instead of it going at an angle.
It definitely,
like
I think it was.
now.
I agree. I think it was mostly a cosmetic experience, like
Yeah.
thing, rather than like useful in a sense, or
Mhm.
commodity or sturdiness. So it's interesting that I still can't believe the fact that I used to like. I mean, I still do, but it's just compared to now, like that's what we used to play on with the pets. Real quick, Last of Us is gonna be the remaster. Is gonna be on PlayStation Plus. If you haven't bought it, if you're one of those people that live under a rock and haven't experienced Last of Us, but you don't have a PlayStation, so I can see why.
Yeah,
But
I don't ever gonna get a
if-
PlayStation.
if you have a PlayStation, you haven't played this game, then I don't know what you're doing with your PlayStation. Might as well just go get an Xbox, or don't even play video games.
Oh my god!
Oh, I
You
said
just-
it.
you just kick them out of society.
Anyway, that's Last of Us. That's our video game section. Let's finish off real quick in the last 2.5 minutes with games we played. Modern Warfare Beta, of course, we played it.
It's good times.
You tried at least, I guess. You
I
did play it.
attempted it that one time and it worked.
Night mode is amazing, though, in Modern Warfare. I just have to say it. I love it. Gears 5, of course. I played Shinsekai into the depths, and I'm actually liking it quite a bit. It looks blurry, though, on the iPad. I'm like, okay, that's a little disappointing. The fact that it's one of those blurry games.
Yeah.
I think it'll be updated, though.
There's a few of those games that come out in the arcade that are a little blurred out.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
you could improve this. But we'll see. On the iPhone, it's a little better, but definitely I can see that actually it doesn't look much better. I don't know. Like, it's weird. Like, try it. Let me know what you think. I think the art is meant to be a little blurry because it's underwater. It's just your character is supposed to look crisp, which does on the phone, but not on the iPad.
Yeah.
But the background and the map, it actually looks blurry on both. Like, it's definitely more obvious on the iPad. But, so I don't know if it's
maybe
resolution.
they had a downgrade on that because of how much was going on. Because there's
Maybe.
a lot that goes
That's
on.
true. And then water is kind of a...
Yeah.
If you want to make it so it looks cool, you have to add a lot of processing into it instead of just static.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Well, yeah, we played, Orvin and I have been playing Arena of Valor, and we played Mobile Legends, and I want to use the last minute and a half to say Mobile Legends
Yeah,
graphics
no.
are just suck.
And the art style. In my opinion, it's more towards League of Legends, and I really don't like League of Legends art style either. And
Yeah.
Arena of Valor kind of gives you the option to kind of have that art style there if you want it, but where you have like that outline,
No.
the black outline, or you could turn it off in Arena of Valor, which is really nice. I don't know if Mobile League has that.
Yeah, I don't know either. All I know is that the UI itself, at least on iPad, is blurry as fat.
Yeah.
Like the icons are blurry. It definitely feels like it just like expanded. They used the lower asset and just like stretched it out.
And just putting that out there, there is a hack for Mobile League that you can download and do that as well, where it allows it so you can see the entire map where everybody is. I'm not gonna say I have tried it.
The other
or
thing,
not have tried it.
if you play Mobile Legends, let us know, or Arena of Valor. But definitely, we think as the team. By the way, it's going to be called the End Team, not the End Team, but it's called End Team. We're going to have a team, a roster in Arena of Valor, not Mobile Legends.
No.
Maybe
As
Vainglory
much as Sonic
casually.
wants it.
Yeah, sorry, Sonic, if you're listening, it's just Mobile Legends. Like,
He's not gonna listen to this. He speaks freaking Spanish. He's like, this English channel.
Let's see what else. But yeah, we're recruiting. If you want to be part of the team, End Team, just hit me up at nward07 on all social medias. It's we're gonna have a Gears Universe team, Gears 5 specifically, not Gears 4. Gears 4 is back in the rearview mirror. Actually gonna delete it today. Get back 120 gigs.
That's true.
Space.
I still have it on my system, dude. That's like 130 of.
Yep.
No, even probably 150.
You gotta get rid of
man.
it.
I would get 150 gigabytes back if I deleted that.
Yep. And then there's so Gears 5, we're gonna have a Modern Warfare team. We're gonna have a Halo if it revives in the right way, which I'm hoping it will. Master Chief Collection, I want to start having that eventually before Halo 6 comes out, or Infinite. What else? Mobile, yeah, for now it's just Arena of Valor and probably Vainglory casually.
I still want to try that like Cat Quest game.
And then there is the Cat Quest, but
co-op.
But that's for like the End Team now. I'm talking not for like esports.
I'll just not.
But yeah, people, if you want to be part of it, just hit us up and we'll keep going. On Xbox, PlayStation, we have the End Team Club, where you can join and ask to train with us, beat us, kick our butts, whatever, or join.
Probably mostly the latter.
But that's pretty much it. Anything else, Oren, you want to leave off with?
Games that I'm playing, I mainly just that. Dude, I've been actually kind of pulling off of games a little bit more other than when I'm playing with you.
Are you joining the Oprah Winfrey Book Club? I'm reading the sample, by the way. I haven't bought the book because I don't have the money, but...
Nope.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Not going to ever buy it, but hey.
Okay. I wonder how often she's going to switch books. Like, a month?
Because she's written so many, but I thought it was an older one. I didn't realize it was a new release one, but I guess it is. Because she has so many books.
True. But anyway, peeps, thanks for coming. We'll catch you all next time.
See you later.